Hey Virgo, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works and leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this one, go check your other major placements. And hey, you can check your other major placements even if we do catch your storyline on this one also. And I will be posting pictures of the spread at the end so you can check my work or follow along or look at the pretty pictures. All right, we're starting with the Oracle of Mystical Moments for an intuitive start to this reading. My coming into Virgo energy was a little intense right before I turned on the camera. I don't know how to explain it. It's just kind of a weird judgy vibe around money. Not something I usually think about, but so it was a little strange to feel that way all of a sudden. Okay, here we have the White Rose of Hope. This is a really straightforward card. This is the yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Like the Virgo energy, I was shuffling your cards and then suddenly there was just some sort of whole thought process that just came in as I was about to turn on the camera, of just coming in as far as like valuing people based on their monetary worth and the felt angry about it, I guess. Like who does that? Is that one of you? Is that something you're experiencing? Is that your energy? Was that my energy? This work is so fascinating because it's like, what's mine? What's yours? What's the energy with the storyline? Am I interjecting myself into the storyline? I'm trying not to, but it was really fascinating, and it's fascinating work that way. And in some ways I love it, even though I got an icky feeling from that. I like the energy work. I like it. Anyway, here is a White Rose of Hope. Hoping for something very much, a very pure hope, a very loving hope, something holding very close to your heart, dreaming of something. I mean, it's a pure hope. It's a beautiful, very beautiful hope. Oh my goodness, this is fascinating. Yes, Virgo. I believe this might be your card. I'm just realizing this. Yeah. And then we have tiny triumphs. We have the intellect here needing to take a little bit of a back seat. Not a back seat. Intellect stays where it is. What's popping out, though, is our intuition and our strong feelings and sense of something really popping out in a big, dramatic way that you're not going to be able to ignore. You can't deny it. So often, those little voices and feelings and niggles inside of us, we can put them away. We can say, yo, you know what? I got schedules, I got stuff to do, I got things to do, I've got places to go. Look at my calendar, little niggle. We don't have time for this shit. So, but this is like, that little niggle is like, I burn your calendar, I burn it to the ground, bitch, because you've got to pay attention to something. There's something coming in here that is bold, some sort of feeling, some sort of instinct. I mean, the mouse is just pure instinct. It's just pure sensation. It's in that field, and it's just, I can see them quivering, their noses twitching, gathering all of the information around them of who's here, how safe are they, what's going on, and needing to have that all connected and working together in order to survive its journey across this field with this intellect standing guard, ready to snatch it up. So, but your intuition here, it's not small this week. There's something really big coming in that you've got to pay attention to. It's loud. It's not ignorable. So there's some sort of intuition thing coming in that's just not going to be ignorable. And which is funny because sort of the feeling before I turned on the camera, I couldn't ignore it, and then I could not talk about it. It was huge. It was a big feeling, a big energy. Okay, Virgo, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. All right. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see here. In your recent past, I'm still so discombobulated from just the energy that entered as I was going to turn on the camera. So what is that? That might be how you're feeling. That might be how you're feeling with this intuitive thing jumping out at you, turning the tables, and changing the energy and changing the vibe very quickly and necessarily. Here we have this 5 of Swords here. So this is between a rock and a hard place. You've been between a rock and a hard place. This is no good outcome. It's a lose-lose situation. There's no way you can win. You're either going to get everything stolen from you or you're going to steal everything from somebody else. And that was the situation that you've been in, is you're either this is one of those it's been one of those situations where you have to be the asshole, or you have to be the doormat. You have to be the shit-covered boot, or you got to be the doormat. You got to be the windshield, or you got to be the bug. You got to be the baseball, or you got to be the ball. You can't be a neutral situation here. You can't just hedge your bets. There's no win-win. Rock in a hard place. You either steal or get stolen from. And that was the sort of situation that you're coming from here in your recent past. Right now, the energy is the Fool. Some opportunity, some ability to leap forward into some future. The clouds have cleared. I mean, they're still in the sky. They're still in the sky. We've still got some tumultuous energy here, so a little bit of darkness, but that sun, oh my gosh, it reminds me of those spring days when it's been just so dark for so long, and then that sun comes out and it just feels so good on your skin. It just suddenly this feeling, and you know that you're just, as they say, a complicated house plant who just needs water and sunshine, and you just like feel so good, and the sun is coming out and it feels so good. And here you are, you've all got all that spring energy here rising up. Do you remember getting spring fever when you were a kid and just trying so hard to sit still in the classroom, and then recess was so exciting, that grass, that smell, that sunshine, and all of that energy? It's like I never feel more part of the earth than in spring, more a being of earth, more an earthling than I do in spring, with that energy just flowing up and all around, and it's just so intense feeling. So this is springing forward, springing up. You are taking a leap forward. The universe, the world around you is so full of this spring-like energy. This dog, to me, your little friendly dog here leaping with you, actually reminds me of a lamb a little bit, because it's all white, and just that springy energy of those lambs, of springing forward with excitement, with enthusiasm. Everything feels new, and life feels, so there's some sort of opportunity like that that's coming in that just feels so exciting and so beautiful, and you feel like spring, and you feel young, and you feel like a lamb in the field in spring, safe and jumping around, even though it's treacherous. Yeah, there's some issue going on. Yeah, there's going to be some struggles. You know that. We all know that. We signed up for that before we even came here. So we understand that there will be some struggles, but this is when those struggles recede to the background and this new beginning comes forward, and you're able to embrace it and leap forward into it. In your inner landscape, you have the High Priestess. So this is something that's on your mind. The High Priestess in the inner landscape is interesting. This is this highly intuitive knowing. So you're understanding something very highly intuitive. Her third eye is not open. Her crown chakra is open. She seems to have a direct line, and we don't need to have big egos about our direct line or our intuition. Or I've heard people say, my intuition's better than yours, or I'm very intuitive, so you have to do everything I say. Or people really use that. It's their spirituality or their intuition or something like that, just very inappropriately to say that they're better or more, or everybody should listen to them or something like that. But I've known people like this. Very intimately, where they say, oh, well, I'm, what did I hear? I'm a Pisces. That means my emotions are more real than yours. So we have to go with my emotions than your emotions. So anyways, I have a hard time with those, using signs and our spirituality to put other people down or lift ourselves up by putting other people down and ignoring other people and their what they're here for too, you know, and their own inner wisdom, because we all have our own inner wisdom. We need to respect each other's. So here is this High Priestess energy, though. This is highly intuitive. The information is all within. So as an inner card, I guess this is just reiterating that the information is within. Look, her book is closed because this is not information that comes from a book. This is not information that comes from a text or from I mean like a sacred text, but also a text. This is not information that comes from social media, from the newspaper, from our bookshelves or anything like that. It's not from there. It's all from here. The information you're getting, and maybe even this feeling of this new beginning, is all something that's rising up from here. Here we have this mouse, big, giant, intuitive energy popping out here. Big, huge, I want to say crown chakra, open line to the universe here. And that's what's going on inside of you. The book is closed, though. This is about maybe not talking about something, maybe keeping something to yourself, maybe not displaying something or writing something. You're thinking about that, or it's going on inside you. This is a really intense energy to be holding within you. This intense, intuitive crown chakra opening up. Energy here, and there's a little bit of secrecy about the High Priestess, always a little bit of not talking about it. The High Priestess is more like I'm not going to tell you energy, because she wants the path to unfold naturally for you without you rushing into anything, or without you moving too fast or thinking you know too much, or, you know. So when the High Priestess shows up in a tarot reading, I do get that sense of the book being closed. There's something hidden, there's something secret, and it's meant to be secret because part of your destination is going to be the path. So so she could fly you from LA to New York. She can fly you there, but then you would miss, you know, Route 66 and some little town in South Dakota where you're going to see something which is going to really inspire you to do something else. So she wants you to drive there all by yourself, even though she could fly you. She's saying, we're not flying. I don't want to fly you there. You need to drive this time. Because there's something along that path that you need to get. So, but this is your inner landscape. So, so there's something going on there with intuition and keeping something quiet and just feeling your way along this path. Because the High Priestess, there's something maybe even you're not supposed to even know about yourself, even know there. Like there's a sense of self-discovery through intuition and needing to figure out something there. What's at issue here is this Queen of Pentacles. We have this, this could be an actual person. This could be actually the vibe that I was feeling before, the disappointment or the frustration, and not somebody's worth not showing up in their net worth, or somebody not harvesting the coinage that's theirs. I think it's very hard. I mean, because money is very important as far as like it is an energy exchange. You put energy into getting your money. I put energy into getting mine. And when we exchange them, you know, I put energy into my personal readings, and when you pay me for those, then that's the energy exchange. And so on the one hand, this coin actually references the sacred in the world, the sacred in the material, right? That star in the circle, the sacredness of money. There is something there, but we also live in a very lopsided, ridiculous system in which money is valued above all else. So the making of money and stuff like that. So to wait on sort of our system to value you and to show you who has value and who is worth, we all know that's fucked up. We all know that the system doesn't necessarily equate to value and worth, or even potential or anything like that. Like investments go wrong all the time. Even the, you know, hardcore capitalists, like their investments go wrong all the time too. They lose money as well. So investing in I'm just I don't know if this is coming together very clearly, but investing in people. And anyway, this is someone who's invested. This is an investment that either hasn't happened or is not getting a return. This is a Queen of Pentacles. She's supposed to have something by now. She's supposed to have this right here. It's supposed to be hers, but there's some sort of hang up or hold up on this, possibly a real person just not having the money that they need, or the money that you expect them to, or not having earned something, or not having received what they've earned, or received what they're worth, or something like that. It's a little interesting because this card is very much combining with the energy I got just as I was putting on the camera, as far as like somebody not appearing to be what they're worth, or not having what they are worth, or what they are not being valued in a monetary way, in the way that they could be valued, or having a harvest that hasn't come in, just not having what either somebody deserves or what they've worked for, or something like that. So this could be you, this could be an energy, but that's what's at issue here, is this not having, there's something materially lacking here, and you would have expected, there was an expectation that there would be more. This is interesting too, because Leo just got a very similar reading here. Maybe that's what got me in this frame of mind. But the Queen of Pentacles, she earns, it's her money, she earned it, and it's hers, and she knows it, and there's a lot of confidence there. So there's something about the Queen of Pentacles gone wrong. She doesn't have the confidence. She either earned something and hasn't received it, or hasn't earned something and therefore hasn't received it. So yeah. So all around you is this sense of justice here. There's some sort of truth that's coming in. There's some sort of balancing out. So this might be imbalance, effort in versus reward being out of balance. And this is bringing some justice, or you may be actually dealing with a justice system this week, something like that. But or there could just be some sense of fairness going on around you, some idea of fairness. This could be what you're hoping for, is some sort of fairness. And I also like this white rose of hope. It's reminding me of this High Priestess, as far as having something deep inside, a hope or a knowing inside there. And then we have, oh my gosh, look at this. So there really has been something very unfair, and you were put in a very unfair situation, and something unfair as far as work and earnings or something like that has happened here. Justice comes in. There's some sort of justice in your environment. Could be court, could be, actual court proceedings, or could just be that fairness. But look at what you need to do. Look, we've got the scales right next to the scales. There is some sort of balance, some sort of fairness, some sort of valuing. The scales. We have our, I want this much rice on this side of the scale. And then we put our money on this side of the scale, I think. And then I don't know how that works in those. Anyway, we have scales, and we're balancing something out. Something has been overvalued, or I'm going to say undervalued over here. And your job is to bring in some value, to bring in some generosity even, because I feel like you may be there. I feel like there's some judgment about somebody's worth and somebody's value, and it's gone unfairly, and you're supposed to bring in the fairness and possibly some generosity, being more generous with somebody, bringing in some fairness, bringing in some this person here is sort of evaluating which of these beggars deserves what, right? And this is a very kind card in this deck. Other decks do not have this as being very kind. They have this as this person being judging who's worth what here. So this is more this has a kindness to it. This card, the Six of Pentacles, of being fair, being balanced. See those scales? They're balanced. So she's in a position of generosity, and she can bring the balance to the situation and the fairness. So that's you. That's the energy you're being called into. Being balanced, being fair to people, not just fair, because fairness, justice, all of these things are really important, crucial. Justice is a very crucial concept, right? I can't believe I just said that with that. So justice is really important. People getting what they deserve is very important. Justice also needs to be tempered with mercy, tempered with some mercy and grace here, because we all, oh my gosh, a super old Bible verse I haven't said since I was like 13. No, where'd it go? Okay, good. I don't think it belonged here, but it was really funny. It came through, and it's about, well, there's the quality of mercy is unstrained. There's some sort of mercy and some sort of generosity that you need to bring into the situation. And it's reminding me of the King of Swords, because the Queen of Swords is like, hey, this is my truth. This is what I see. I'm calling it, blah, blah, blah. But the King of Swords is like, okay, you stole the bread, but you were starving. And in some ways your labor was stolen from you because you weren't paid enough for your labor to actually feed your family, which is not the agreement, the social agreement that we have. So the judge and the judge and the justice, this justice brings in some mercy and some understanding of extenuating circumstances or positions people were put in, these no-win positions people were put in, where they either had to steal or be stolen from, die, watch my children die, or steal some bread. Like, that's where's the justice in that whole situation? So you were looking for some justice. Justice is coming in, and now it's your turn. It's your turn to bring forward some mercy, some, we all have things that we've done that deserve that if we were to look very purely at the justice and the rules and whatever, it would be go very badly for literally all of us, So mercy and generosity is something that we all need to experience. So that's your job this week, or in the time ahead, in the nebulous time period we're dealing with here, is to bring in that generosity, to bring in some fairness, to think more generously of people. Yes, there's justice is needed, yes, and justice does come in, but there's also some sense of fairness and generosity, because I think that maybe somebody was deserving of something that they did not get. Justice comes in here, and that justice might actually be mercy and generosity. That might be the fair outcome. And then we move into Wheel of Fortune. So this always looks like a dial on a safe to me. And it's like some sort of combination of work and luck and whatever, gets put into this dial, and then we can open up the safe and there are some riches and some good fortune here. So fortunes are changing. This is in your possible outcomes situation, that your fortunes can change. I think you need to bring in some generosity, maybe experience generosity, but I think it's going to come back for you, that generosity and that you bring in, and that fairness and justice you bring in, because this does feel like an injustice to me has happened. This is an injustice for everybody involved. And then bringing this, there's something about you bringing in some mercy, some justice, some global fairness, not just fairness for this specific situation, but some global fairness to all parties involved. There's something about that opens and changes your luck in the future. So I think you need to get this flowing, get some sort of flow going on of mercy and kindness and fairness going on here, or something like that. This could also be you needing to receive mercy and being willing to accept that mercy. But that goes with the whole thing of this Wheel of Fortune turning, is that I'm seeing like a wheel like a fish wheel in a river or a mill, and as that mill gets pushed forward, it pushes itself forward, and the wheel just starts, the luck just turns, but you may need to give it its first push and then get it into the flow of the river, and then it's just perpetuating itself. But there's something about you needing to start the flow of fairness, start the flow of justice, and it does come back around to you. It does that wheel turns and it does come back around to you, but you need to start it, I think. And then also be willing to receive mercy and receive just fairness and justice and generosity. But you got to get the flow going. And so I think that's your job, is to get that flow of generosity and mercy. There's been sort of a miscarriage of fairness here. So, so you have the ability to bring that in, though. And then it does come back to you. So, all right. So Virgo, I hope that was a trippy little reading for me from my perspective. But I hope it was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. I really appreciate it.